don't expect to plan out your housekeeping routine, your health routine, your kitchen routine, your menu planning routine, all the, whatever it is that you, it's kind of what feels like the biggest change that needs to happen for you to move forward. It's going to take several iterations, several tries, several failures, and changing and adapting before you figure that out. So setting your routines is not something that you do at a table with your favorite pen and paper and you map out the way that you wish everything would go. Like, oh yeah, that looks possible. Like, it's not, because that's not the way life flows, right? So you're thinking about what needs to be done, where you're at, what you need the most, and where your attention should be directed the most, what things, maybe you're at a place right now where you need to let some things go. And so seeing all the things that need to be done is overwhelming. But if it is, that gives us the clue, the hint that we need to step back and just figure out what is our priority and what of all of these things that feels overwhelming can I let go right now? What's not a priority? And that's something you could talk to your husband about and maybe get on the same page with maybe house expectations or meal expectations, looking at what you've brain dumped this module. Where should your attention be directed to help life flow more smoothly? And what conversations would be fruitful for having, because maybe you have expectations for yourself or for other people that are not the same as what other people in your house expect. So it's really just a figuring things out module without closure. So the checklist went out, the email is already out for module 3 for week 5. Just move on. Wherever you're at with it, move on to module 3. You keep your brain dumping and continue brain dumping, because these topics are probably things, more stuff will come up. So keep adding to them, but move on to module 3. There is no finishing module 2. It's just those things that we have to think about to figure out what we have to figure out. So, okay. So this is a Q&A troubleshooting chat. So ask your questions. There's an ask your questions there, and I'm going to go through until about 1:30 and answer as many as I can. And then Monday morning, I will remember and not show up with bedhead or wet head, which is today. And we'll talk about vocations next time, which is my favorite. So Abby says, I think of it like building an hourglass. All the little grains of sands are all my items listed, ideas, brain dumping. As I let it go to the bottom half, there's a choke point where I figure out what works and what doesn't. I adjust and then flip it over. The iteration. Add and subtract grains of sand. That's cool. That's a cool picture. Yes, a smaller brain dump each week to get the urgent stuff off your mind. That's a great idea, even for starting your weekly review that way. Because then, it's kind of those that then you're in the place and the time set aside to make sure that there aren't those panicky moments that happen. Yeah. Hey, after the last chat last Monday's, like, I've got makeup on. My hair was clean last time. It's just I went to bed with wet hair, and so it's all good. All right. Choosing the number one room to declutter first. Well, sorry, Robin, I can't tell you which room you should declutter. But that is a good thing to think about and to pick. Okay, as you figure out maybe where your decluttering focus should go, look over your house, think over a day, think over a week, and say, where in my house is the clutter slowing me down or getting in the way? And that's where you start. So the clutter that's not, is just annoying, and and there's like a guilt, like this area should be taken care of, this area should be clear, I really should deal with that stuff, but it's out of the way and not impeding the action of your day. Just let that go. That is not the priority space. The priority space is where your high traffic areas, your high use areas, and the stuff that you use all the time. Does it have a home so that you know where it is? Like the classic example is tape and scissors, right? That's why we set up the command center, because I was like, how much time do we waste trying to find out where the tape and scissors are? Visibility rule for gaining traction. That's great. And yes, choose smaller. Like, don't think about the whole room. Think about the space, like the kitchen bar. So not the whole kitchen, but the kitchen bar, or maybe the dining room table. Or yeah, focus on the living room so that then your EHAP, the progress that you make during your EHAP time builds, because you've spent a little bit of extra time getting rid of the things that don't have homes there, so that when you EHAP, you really can EHAP because everything does have a home.